Hi Pookie Bears! A little bit of a different video today, but I've been rewatching Ginger Ninja videos, and then this other guy, I forgot his name, I'll put him up on screen, but, so I wanted to do, like, somewhat of a similar video. I'll do, like, the background real quick, because, like, I think it would make more sense. So in, like, 4th grade, I used to watch Emirichu a lot. I still watch Emirichu. And she's just like, I love Tokyo Mew Mew. And I was like, well, if you like it, I guess I have to like it. So I watched the 4Kids version on YouTube. I was like, damn, I really hate all these character designs. I don't know why I hated them, but I did. So I tried to redesign them. And then found out as like a 9-year-old that me redesigning characters looks like shit. So I decided to make my own. I'll put them up on screen. So starting from the left, we have Ren. I also, 4th grade, don't look at this. Ren, I had like no plan for anything, but I was like, I'm obsessed with yandere, so she's gonna be one. I have some other drawings of her, I don't know where they are, but there's like, she's always had like, a knife and nothing else. She's just a cat girl that was a yandere. Viola, I remember I wanted her name to be Violet, but I thought that was too boring, so I named her after an instrument. She was emo, nothing else. Asuna, if you couldn't tell, I watched her online. I don't know why I picked green also, it's really ugly. And then Mikasa, if you can tell, I watched Attack on Titan. She was like an emo princess, which I'm still keeping. I don't care. It's cringe and I think it's funny. Then in about 7th grade, I watched Ginger Ninja's video of them redesigning their magical girls from like when they were 14, and I was like, I gotta do that too. So I did it. Here they are. Starting from the left again. The girl in purple that was supposed to be Viola is now I'll get into more of their characters, but obviously not emo anymore, sort of, I guess. The second one is Rin. Her name will never change. I love the name Rin so much. And then the one that was Asuna is Etsuko now. So fun. The emo princess is Ran. So, yeah, there we go. Still not good, but it is an improvement. And then recently I found the guy's videos. I still don't know his name. Don't flame me. And I was like, I've been really wanting to redesign them for a few years now. I'm gonna redesign them. So I redesigned them. And this is that. I'm not sure if I like any of them, but they're better than 7th grade. Even though the 7th grade is a little bit nostalgia, and I feel embarrassed about doing it again. Anyways. So the first one up is, she used to be she also used to be Viola. She's the main character. I changed her name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. I think, because this is the only name that I was like, this makes the most sense. Soty long? I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, please tell me. So, I thought that me changing her from being completely emo to being this like sweet, shy, little innocent girl was stupid. Oh, let me get into 7th grade like character types, because it'll explain more. So she was originally 14. I changed all of them to be over 18. She's still a student. I'll get into all that. So I put for her like character type, I was like, she's responsible, worrisome, smart, quiet, nice, kind of awkward. That was it. She was kind of just like a blank character. I knew I had this whole thing going on where her dad was out of the picture, or her dad died or something, I don't know. And her mom worked constantly, didn't have enough attention or like time for her. Soty would do like most of the housework around the house while her mom was out of work. I knew she didn't resent her mom for it. The whole like magical girl agency thing, I don't know if agency is the right word, but it's kind of strange. I had no plan for why there's magical girls now. I knew the city that they lived in was called like Devkani or something, or not the city, the country was called Devkani. I'll put the map on the thing. It's stupid. But anyways, I didn't know if I wanted it to be like an actual, I think I made it like an actual like official agency. In this one, I kind of didn't. I'm still not certain about that. I think that it's definitely more of the Queen's side project, or it's like something that the government doesn't really know about. So for her character, I made her 18. I decided that their zodiac signs were going to be a little bit important. So she is a Gemini. That's why her facial markings, like her moles and stuff, are in the Gemini, like, constellation, at least a little bit. Not fully, but sort of. I did want to make her more interesting, so I decided that she wants praise but never really receives any. She's very intelligent, very smart, but she's kind of like overshadowed by, she doesn't feel like she has a personality, or she does and no one sees it, or like whatever. She feels misunderstood. But anyways, the whole like, her mom was like, I didn't even have to raise her, she was such a good kid, is kind of what I'm going on. She doesn't hate her mom for it, but there is still like tension there. She does feel like she doesn't matter to those around her, like she's lived her whole life kind of having acquaintances but no really close friends. I made her daytime outfit, like, I don't know if it's a school uniform. I think I'm gonna make it a school uniform because I think so it would make the most sense. That's her outfit. I don't know, I feel like she's just smart, and she just feels like she could fade away at any single moment and no one would care. She's emo ASF, and I think that's funny. I think her colors, I kind of realized halfway through that I was like, oh, she's supposed to be purple, not blue. I try to make her a little bit different by putting, like, I gave her like mismatched socks, and that's like her thing of being like, I am different and no one understands me. Like, she thinks that's like wild, but it's not. Anyways, and I wanted to say, like, the reason why she became a magical girl was, one, for the money, because she still works after school. Before this whole magical girl thing, she still works to support her mother and all that stuff, but she does want some like extra cash, you know what I mean. And plus I'm pretty sure it pays pretty well. And then also I made her like have a personal choice that she's just like, I'm so boring and my entire life is so incredibly mundane that I feel like maybe if I do something a little worthwhile, or it will leave me with at least a memory, or I've made changes in other people's lives. She wants to be like not praised but recognized for her work. Moving on to her magical girl form. Yay! I'm so excited about this one. So for the magical girl form, I decided that like what would happen, or like why they would transform into one, why they transform into their outfit, or why they transform into what they're capable of, is something they regret or something they want to do. So this one I think is the strangest one for like power reasons, or like why I designed her like I did. So she's based off of both wrestling and mist, or like fog, or like so let me get into it. So the whole like her being able to fade away, or like she could just disappear, kind of like I was like, oh, mist, she could have like mist powers. And then like I have a scene in my head, so they're kind of just thrown into these battles not knowing what they can or can't do, and she's like about to get attacked, or like, and she's just like, well, what if I just faded away? So that's like how she found out that she could disappear. But in order to change that, I decided that because like the most like whoop-ham in your face kind of sport to me is wrestling, I originally based off of like high school wrestling, but then I was like, no, WWE, that's funnier. So she has like this smoky eye and like, you know, all that. I talked about this. I did like a little bit of this on Instagram Live. Someone suggested that one of her hands and then one of her feet can like turn into mist or something, and then one of her legs and one of her arms, you know, all that, can just like beat the shit out of you. I kind of think of her as like this like tank kind of character that like, to explain this, is like in her civilian form she's very like kind and a little bit quiet and very not self-centered. So when she's in her magical girl form, she can be kind of psycho cray-cray. She's not psycho cray-cray, but like she's a little bit selfish. Like if someone's just like, help me, or like one of her teammates is like, help me, you can do this, this is this, she's like, fuck you guys, this is what I'm doing. I don't know. She's kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like her design. It's kind of stupid. I really didn't like what I gave her as pants because I wanted to give that to another character. Not saying who though. But I'm kind of glad that I gave her these ones because they're different enough from what I gave to the other character that it seems like more of a team thing rather than a repetitive character design thing, to me at least. So she's gonna have long hair underneath her already short hair. It's kind of like a jellyfish cut, but whatever. And her long hair, like, is wispy and smoky and all that stuff. I decided that I wasn't gonna give the magical girl characters, like, their own particular names. I think the public would know about them, but it would be later in the story, like, and it would be, I don't know, I feel like the public would kind of dislike the characters or, like, the whole system. They would see it as, like, a threat to their whole thing, even though they're, like, saving them. Because, of course, I hate that, but, like, as for, like, anything in her character design, I decided that, like, there's gonna be, like, 2 colors for each character. I chose, like, bluish purple and then, like, greenish gray for her. I don't think the colors have any really significance except for, like, just keeping with the old designs of them. I also didn't want it to be, like, super duper saturated colors. I really don't like saturated colors. So anyways, and gold is always going to be, like, the metal that they have on them because why not? And I don't like silver. So her shoulder thing, I'm not sure about. It's just like a shoulder pad. I'm not sure. It's fine. It's not my favorite, but it's doable. I think I like the colors a lot, surprisingly. I usually don't like greens and blues and purples. I do like the colors a little bit, so I think that's why I like her the most. She kind of seems like the most boring character to me. But anyways, so that's Soty long done. Here's the finished character design thing, but yes. The next character design is Ren. I think she's always been my favorite character, because I was cringe, and I already said I liked yanderes. She's not a yandere anymore. So Ren is a Capricorn, and she's also Soty's teacher. Woo! So her name is Ren Jones. I think I made her 26. It says that at the end, but anyways. So her whole thing is Soty hates her. I don't know why. She's like, I just get, like, a bad feeling about her because every kid adores her. Every kid loves Ren. Because, you know, she's just, like, this kind, like, she gives flowers to kids, she's all nice and sweet and everything, but Soty is like, this bitch kind of cray-cray, and I don't like her, and I don't know why. So I decided that I wanted to make her a little bit creepy, just an eensy bit, especially in her magical girl design. You'll see. She's not creepy. Compared to everyone else, she's a little bit strange. So her whole backstory, I had this whole backstory that, like, her entire family was murdered in, like, 7th grade or something, and she was, like, on a hunt to go kill these people, and that's why, Soty was like, oh my god, what the frick, what, you're such a freak. I also decided that it was a personal choice. I didn't explain it in Soty's, but it's kind of like a personal choice whether or not you want to show your face. For Soty, she has half of her face shown because she still wants recognition for her work, but she still wants to be a little bit undercover. Ren, fully, you cannot see her face. You can see a little bit of her skin by her legs. She is kind of completely covered. I'm gonna say the bad guys, I still don't know who or what they fight, killed her husband and her child. She was, like, freshly, like, literally 3-month-old child. She went to the store or something, and her husband was taking care of it at home. She came home and they were dead, and she was like, okay, that's cool, that's awesome. So the reason for her joining the magical girl force is, like, potentially finding, because she thinks it's the government that did it or, like, something adjacent to it, is to find who did it, what was the reason, what was the whole thing. I'm not really sure why they would kill the husband and the child. I wanted to say it was, like, maybe a natural disaster. Maybe the bad guys were fighting some other people and they just got caught up in the mess. Or maybe the husband has a little bit of a secret. I don't know. I kind of like that one more. So anyways, after that, she's been a teacher this entire time, and her, like, something she wants to change or something that she regrets is that she can't hold a connection with any of her students in the way that she did with her child. So while she likes helping them, she doesn't feel like she's making as big of an impact on them as she could have with her own child. Her civilian design has a lot of pinks, grays, browns, and her hands, it's kind of hard to notice, but her hands are a little bit like dirtied or roughed up, and I want to say that's from like picking flowers and all that stuff. I want to say that she has something to do with botany, or like that's like something that she's interested in. But while she does care for plants and she does care for people, there's still that like edge to her. So her shoes, like when she's in the garden, like stomps the flowers and she hates it, but she's just like, whatever. I guess that's how it is, because she just kills everything that's near her. Because she's emo. All of them are emo. Anyways, magical girl time. I'm so excited about this one. This one I'm really excited about. So I kind of knew exactly what I wanted to do for her character design. I knew I wanted to mix up both 1800s funeral outfits and nurse outfits. I decided that she was going to be the medic. Her weapon, it was inspired by, I know I've talked about this a lot, but like the red string theory or like the soulmate theory. So, and I was like, I don't know how else to connect that with anything else. And I was originally gonna have like these big ass scissors, like from Kill la Kill, but then I was like, that's too on point. So I decided that she has these big needles. So, and I also was inspired by Fear and Hunger's Magna Medical, I think that's what it's called. But it's basically in order to restore someone's, like, say in the game, like to restore someone's like arm, or like you sacrifice someone else's or your own arm and leg. Obviously not to that degree, but like I want to say that she has a bunch of like cuts and bruises, and that's why she's covered in bandages, is either to cut them off of herself and to wrap her teammates in it, or cover up like previous inflictions on herself, we'll put it that way. With her whole character design, I like to think that the reason she has this ability is, as a teacher, you are supposed to not, like, you're not supposed to pick favorites or like have more of a relationship with another student as to another. And with this one, she can pick and choose who she wants to, I'm not going to say disembody, but disembody, and who she wants to save. And so she has the ability to do that. In the original story, I did make them all have, or they all started the magical girl thing at the same time. And it was like, they went to this like undisclosed location, you know, and, you know, they saw each other and they were like, you're my teacher? What the fuck? Get away from me, you freak. Like all that. But I want to say that maybe she's been in it for the longest, so that's why I have her clothes a little bit dirtier than other people's. Maybe only like a few months-ish, so she's gotten used to her powers. She's kind of this like, she likes her teammates, but she doesn't, I don't know, she doesn't care for them, or it doesn't have as close of a bond or relationship or moments with them, memories, as any other character interactions. I would also like to say that her and Soty get along in the end. It's more, I don't want to say that it's more like a mother relationship to Soty, because she doesn't want to do that, but it's more of like, it's sort of parental, sort of like older sister kind of vibes, you know? And while I will say that she does not have as close of a relationship, or like she's not shown to be having as many character interactions as other characters, she still has a closer bond with them than any of her students or anybody in her personal life. Anyways, that is Ren Jones. Love her. I'm so excited about her. She's so fun. I love her so much. Now, third, previously Etsuko and Asuna. We have Naira Sani. So, I think she's changed the least, potentially. I think her character design's changed, not the most, but a lot for the better. I'm really disappointed. I really thought she would be one of my favorite character designs, because I had like such a good idea, and it just doesn't, it's not adding up, bro. It didn't come out how I wanted it to, but it's fine, I guess. In the 7th grade story, she was a blacksmith and she hated her job. She didn't like it at all. I think it was originally a family business, so that's why she was just like in it. And she could just do it, so she was like, yeah, why not? And she was just this like fun character. She didn't really have a motive or anything, and I was like, that's kind of boring. So I still decided to make her a fun character, but her whole thing, she's still a blacksmith, because obviously, and it is a family business. She has like 3 or 4 brothers that all do blacksmithing, and they're kind of like, they kind of just like fuck around with her, but she can beat the shit out of them. She's fun, and she likes blacksmithing, she likes all that. She doesn't hate her family, but she is bored, and everything she does is like, I'm doing this for other people, and I'm kind of just bored of it. It's fine, I guess, but I want to fall in love. So her whole thing for joining the Magical Girls is, first of all, she wanted to be way more like, she wanted to be like super feminine and like super like, oh my god, I want to fall in love with everybody, and like maybe in the Magical Girl Force. So, and she's very much a character, like if someone doesn't like all of me, then I don't want them at all. So she has her entire face out. She's so like, she's a lot. She doesn't give a fuck about anything. She's great. I love her. I don't know why this was my first thought, but I wanted to make her like Yahoo a little bit. I don't know what like sect or like part of it is, but it's slightly that. I don't know which one, let me know. But she does have like Yahoo makeup, which is like sort of her disguise, but not really. She also has like long blonde hair now. I don't know why. I thought it would be fun if she had like big ass pigtails and all that stuff. I thought it was so fun. And I know I took the heart bangs from somebody, but I don't know who. But I like them a lot, so we're keeping them. I don't really have anything to say about her civilian form, so I'm just gonna go to the straight magical girl form. She's just like fun ASF, and her whole powers in her whole like thing is she just wants to fall in love, bro. She wants to fall in love, but she also wants to take her skills from her like day job and all that stuff. And like show them off. So I don't know why, I think I'm going to say it was like some childhood like thing that happened. She has a huge scar on her chest, and that's where she like pulls out it's like made out of lava, and she can just like create any weapon. Obviously there's going to be some like withdrawals to that because you're pulling out fucking molten lava from your chest. And she can just like shape however she feels like. She's very loosey-goosey, fluid kind of character. She's fun. So, and she can just, I always say a spear because I don't know, I like spears. And she's like on the first day of the job, she's just like, all right, let's get into it. Like, let's have some fun, guys. And then she just can't do anything. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. And the last character saves her. Is there any romance, any enemies to lovers in that? Potentially, but that's for another day. Maybe today. Anyways, so her colors are like yellow, orange, coral-ish. I don't know. Her colors I feel like are the most saturated, and it's not my thing. I feel like she's the most out of place for everybody else, but she's kind of fun, so I don't care. Her outfit design is the most magical girl one out of the bunch, I think. I wanted her, the chest was kind of freaking me out because I wanted her to show off her chest so she could obviously like pull out the spear and stuff, but I didn't know how I wanted to do the neckline. This is when I was on live, and someone said you can make like a heart shirt. It's not really shown in this. I want to draw her when she has her like, when she's like facing the camera or whatever. I also wanted to do the arm warmers and the leg warmers because that's always like Yahoo in my mind, so you know. Her arm warmers do go into her gloves. I decided to keep it from her civilian form because that's like part of her power, because she can't just like grapple fucking molten lava, even though it's coming out of her body. I don't know, her whole thing makes no sense, but I would like her, so she's fun. I also I wanted her to be inspired by Indian culture, and since her whole thing is like wedding or marriage or love and all that stuff, I do think it's cheesy ASF, but I'm like, yeah, her whole thing is like chemistry, and like she like can create different stuff, like with, I don't know, she's fun. So chemistry and like love, you know what I mean. But anyways, so I decided to give her a garter because like that's like a wedding thing. I don't know why it's a wedding thing, but it is. She has like a little heart anklet thing. And then I don't know what it's called. I should probably just look it up, but I'll probably put it on screen. I don't know if it has a specific name, but I'm pretty sure in Indian weddings that they have nose rings that I don't know what it symbolizes. I looked it up. I'll put it on screen. But I decided to put that in as well. She's a Sagittarius. She's 21, and she's fun. I love her. I think she's a goob, and she's the prettiest. Anyways, then finally, last and probably least, we have Lena Hawkmare. Ooh, we got the emo princess, guys. She's finally here. She's great. She's fun. She's awesome. No, I think she's my least favorite. She's always been my least favorite. I didn't like her. So her whole thing, she's the last one, but also she's the first magical girl. We'll put it that way. So she is 19. She's the queen, maybe soon to be queen, but she is the queen. Her parents died in a fire. So she has a little bit of trauma for that, and she's this like young, you know, queen, so she doesn't know what the hell she's doing, and everybody is like hating her for what she's doing, but she's also trying to like please everybody, but it's not working. She's surrounded by people that kind of just like suck her dick, and she's sick and tired of it. She's like, that's awesome, thanks for telling me I'm awesome for the 50th time. You guys are out, you're so cool, so great. Why I kind of like it not being from the government, like the whole magical girl thing, is that she did this on her own. She was just like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and you know, I just can't tell anybody, so it's her little secret. It's so fun. In 7th grade, she was this responsible, cold, persistent, but like also a little bit helpful queen, and she was sad and all this stuff, and she hated Etsuko. I guess like Naira now, but she hated her. She was like, you are childish, you're stupid, all you do is you just like go around and you just do whatever you feel like, and you need to have a set plan. You are such a waste of time, why did I even hire you, like all this shit. They hate each other. And like the first interaction they have with one another is, I mentioned it before, but Naira was like, let's do this, guys, and she just can't do anything. So she's like, oh well, that's embarrassing. So she's about to like die, and she's like trying to pull this, like she's like trying to make lava or some shit, and this badass jumps over her and like kills whatever they were fighting. It was kind of, I think now what I want to do is have the 3 girls, the Naira, Soty, and Ren, all kind of just like, they're the group, and then she comes in whenever she feels like. She's kind of like the secret 4th character. But so she's, I don't know, she's a Virgo. I love Virgos, but not this one. She's my least favorite. I don't know, I feel like she has a pretty boring character. She kind of has this like responsibility weighing on her that she needs to be like this like perfect queen after her parents died, whatever. It's like basic as fuck, but whatever. And one of her like biggest regrets is that or not regrets, but like she's scared of doing, or she's dreading it, is getting married, because like, I don't know, it's something you have to do. So she's like, in her magical girl design, her whole thing, she's like a veil over her head, and she's like supposed to be this like pristine, like perfectly executed like woman, and she doesn't feel like it. Her outfit is the most torn up. Her parents taught her how to do this, and well, they were like, you can't show this to anybody, like it's a secret family thing, you know, you can't do this, like the government will hate you for it. So she's all like, okay. So she hates herself for doing it, or like having the ability to do it, and also like forcing others to do it. But she's like, I guess this is what I have to do. I think like what they're fighting is something that might have killed her parents, is endangering the whole entire kingdom, you know, all that stuff. So the the thing about her, she is like green slash like teal, but her other color is orange, which is so out of the blue for everybody else, because they had like, with Soty, it was like green, blue, and purple. Ren was like white, pink, and red, and like brownish a little bit, I guess. Naira, yellow, orange, coral, like it's pretty much the same color group. But with her, I want to say like maybe it's because she's like the most powerful one out of them all, and she's been doing it since she was a kid, that she has like the most like colors, or she's the most like comfortable in what she does. She's the most like, I want to say like fluid, and she's not clanky and like all around just kind of like a nuisance to other people on the team or to themselves. She like helps everybody out. Eventually the others get to her power, or maybe surpass her. Maybe some people surpass her, but that's like another thing. She just has fire powers. She has like a, what is it called? Sword? What is it called? Fencing stick. Sword. Fencing sword. Because I feel like that's like the most like royal, like kind of sport kind of thing ever. I don't know. I don't think she's my least favorite character design. Yeah, maybe she is. I don't know. I like the veil. Her hair in a braid, I wanted her hair down, but then I looked up Austrian queens, and there was one girl, I don't know her name. I'll put a picture on the screen, but it was a portrait of her, and she had a big ass braid, and I was like, yeah, she's gonna have that. So she's fun, kind of a dick. In her like queen or civilian or like daytime form, I do think she is very much like a kind person, a little bit short-tempered and like a little bit cold, but that's just because that's what she has to do. In her like nighttime, you know, magical girl form, she's kind of a bitch. I don't know if she talks or not. I don't think she would. I think she would be fun as like a mute kind of character. But in her daytime form, she's obviously talking. I want to say, I love her and Etsuko so much. Naira, my bad. Her and Naira hate each other. They hate each other because they're so different. And then Naira's kind of like, maybe I'm being kind of a bitch to her. And then Lena's kind of like, maybe I'm a bitch to her as well. And they're like, wouldn't it be funny if we kissed? That would be wild. But there's also like that whole thing with like her having to marry this guy, whatever. I don't know. That's like a whole thing. But anyways, yeah. Her character design is all done. All of them are done. Here's the final one, and then I'll put all of them on screen. So yeah, I don't know if I'll do anything with this. This is all for fun. All these character designs really suck. They don't really portray anything. It's not following the code of character design. I just wanted to have fun with it, okay? I saw my Pinterest board, and I wanted to go along with it. Also, if you follow my Pinterest and you see that, like, 4 thing, like, it's just called 4, that's what it was. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching Pookie Bears. All pictures are on, I think they're gonna be on Twitter and Instagram. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye!